So now we're recording. So that is something I'm really passionate about now, is ukulele solos, where it's a combination of the chords and the solo. So we will be learning lava, starting with the chords, and then we'll be adding in the melody and then doing them both together, right? So let's go ahead and start. So we're going to start with our 4 chords that we're going to be using today. Like I said, they are pretty easy, so let's go ahead and start. I'm just going to go ahead and say them first, and then if anybody doesn't know all of these chords already, I will show the chord charts and my fingers playing them. So we're going to start with a C chord. So a C chord is on the 3rd fret on the A string. C. Okay. So it's the 3rd finger, 1, 2, 3, 3rd finger, C. Then we're going to go to a G7, and I'm going to break all these down in a second. G7, F, G. So those are the only 4 chords we're going to use. So real quick, I am going to go ahead and show you all of these, and you guys can take a screenshot if you would like. So I'm going to go ahead and share my pictures with you. So you'll see my phone background, and you'll see all my photos here for the ukulele class. So the first one we are looking at is the C chord. So you will see that it's just 1 finger. It's on the 1st string. We count from the bottom. It's on the A string in that 3rd fret. And I'm using my 3rd finger. And also, so if you need to, take a screenshot of that, by the way. And then I also have it as a chart as well. So that is a C chord. So the 3 at the bottom just means you use your 3rd finger. We're in the 3rd fret on that 1st string. The little circles at the top just let you know that the top 3 strings you're going to play open. So you're just going to strum it all together. It should sound like that. Our next one that we will be doing is a G7 chord. So G7 is kind of like a backwards G. I know a lot of you already know the G chord itself. But G7 is a backwards G. So you'll see that my 2 finger is on the 3rd string, or the C string. My 1 finger is on the E string, and my 3rd finger is on the A string. It sounds like that. So go ahead and take a screenshot of that if you need to. And then I also have the little chord chart if you prefer looking at that. And again, the numbers on the bottom tell you which fingers to use. The dots are telling you which string to be on and which fret to be in. And then we have that open string at the top. So that is our G7. Our next one that we'll be doing is an F chord. As you'll see my fingers there, I am playing the 2nd string, or the E string, and the G string at the top, the 4th string. So you'll see that both the 1st and the 3rd string are open. And here is the chord chart of an F. Using the 1 and 2 fingers, we are on the 2nd and 3rd string, or 2nd and 4th string, and the 1st and 3rd string are open. And then our last chord that we're going to be using, this song doesn't actually use that many. The only other one we're going to use is a G chord. So we also did a G7. We'll also be using a G chord. So this is kind of just a reverse G7. We're still on that 1st and 3rd string on the 2nd fret, and then you are on the 3rd fret on the 2nd string. So there's our G chord, and then I also have our chord chart for it as well. And if you would like, I can email all of those to you, both the pictures of my hand and the chord charts. So I will come back. Anyway, does anybody have any questions about those, or are unfamiliar with those chords? No, everyone looks good? Okay, cool. So the order of chords is C, G7, F, C, G, and that's everything. So that's kind of what I'm giving out to you all together. So everyone, let's go and play a C chord. We're going to start on that 3rd fret on that 1st string, play a C. And we're going to jump right into the strum pattern. So the strum pattern is pretty simple. It is 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. Or down, down, up, down, up, down, up. So it's pretty much just down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. You're just going back and forth. Just for that first one, you're going to do just 1 down strum instead of back and forth. So it is 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. So let's go ahead and just hold the C chord, and let's do the strum pattern like 4 times in a row. So down, down, up, down, up, down, up, 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. Ready? 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. 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 Cool. Can I have someone give me an example just so I can see how we're doing? Who would like to volunteer to show me that strum pattern? I see Bobby's hand up. Go ahead. Perfect. Exactly. Yeah, very good. Okay, so we are going to speed it up a little bit. The song is a little bit quicker. It is 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. So down, down, up, down, up, down, up. So that is the speed of the song. So let's try it a little bit faster. Ready? Hold that C. Let's try the strum pattern 4 times in a row, a little bit faster. Ready? 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. Nice. On the strum pattern, is anybody having difficulties with the strum pattern? Just by a raise of hand. No. All right, Alexa, you look good. All right, cool. Everyone's doing awesome. Awesome, you guys are great. So for each chord in this song, you'll be playing the strum pattern twice. So when you're holding that C, you'll do the strum pattern twice. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. And so you'll do that for each chord where you play the strum pattern twice through. There is an exception later on where we just play it for 1, but most of it you'll be playing 2. So let's play from C, and then we're going to switch over to G7. So a good way to transition to G7 is to move your 3 finger from the 3rd fret, which is C. Move that one back first. Add the 2 finger on the 3rd string, and then add the 1st string finger after that. Eventually you want that all to come together at the same time. But if you're just working on that transition, start with sliding the 3rd finger back into the 2nd fret, add the other 2 fingers. Forgot what those are called. Those sound like that. So let's try nice and slow, playing C with the strum pattern twice in a row, and then we're going to switch over to G7 and then play the strum pattern twice in a row again. Ready? We're going to go about this pace. 1 and 2 and 3 and ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and switch to G7. I'll give you a little time there. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and. Nice job. We're going to speed it up a little bit. We're going to see if we can possibly get to that G7 right on top of that 1. Okay, so we're going to do the same speed, but we're going to try to see if we could not put a little pause right before that G. Okay, so back to C, same exact thing. Ready, go. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and G7. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and. Nice. Raise of hands, who got that transition? Who got to the G7 right on that one? Just want to see. Nice. Everyone looks successful. Alexa, how'd you do? Did you get to that G7 on the 1? Not yet? Okay, just keep it slower. That's totally fine. You just want to work. And also a tip I have for, because this is a common issue, is transitions. If you can't get to the G7 super fast, leave early. So you could do 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and just use 3 and 4 and to move. That way by the 1, you get to that G7. So it's fine if you kind of pull out a little earlier to get to that chord on the 1. That's a little more important that you get to the chord on time. Okay. So let's try it one more time. C twice, do the strum pattern to G7. Let's see if we can get that transition. About the same, around the same tempo. Ready, go. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and ready, G7, G7, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and. Nice job, you guys. And like I said, that transition to G7, that will get faster. And I don't expect you to get it in this 45-minute class that happens here. I expect you to practice. And then over the week, you will see that C to G7 transition get easier. So our next chord after G7 is F. Oh, I see someone's hand raised. Yes, go ahead, Bobby.
How do you do the G7 again?
The G7? So I guess as a review, like I said, move the C, move the third finger back 1 fret, and then add your second finger on the third string and your first finger on that second string in the first fret. Okay. If you do need more help with this, like I said, the pictures of my hand as well as the chord charts will be sent out to you guys via email after the class. So that way, if you're not getting it super quickly, that's fine. You'll have time to practice it afterwards, okay? So try your best, and then, like I said, those will be sent out to you so you can practice a little bit more. All right, so we did C to G7. We're going to move to F now. So now we're going to practice that transition. The cool thing about G7 to F is your one finger is actually already where it needs to be. So for G7 to F, all you do is you move your 2 finger up 1 string, and you just let go of this one. That's it. G7, move it up to F, and let go. G7, F, G7, F. So just practice that a couple times. Move up to F. G7, move up to F, and let go. Okay, so now we're going to try G7, playing the strum pattern through twice, and then moving to F, playing the strum pattern through twice. Okay, can you guys make sure that your video is muted there? Gracias. Okay, so we're going to try G7 to F, doing the strum pattern, nice and slow, twice for each chord. Ready? G7, go. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and F. 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. Cool. Nice job. So now we're going to put all 3 together. That is C, G7, F. And we're going to keep it at about this tempo. Okay? Ready? Starting on C. Ready, go. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and G7. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and F. F, 2, and 3, and 4, and F. 2, and 3, and 4, and. Cool. By raise of hands, who got that pretty well? I just want to see who's being successful. It seems like maybe, mostly me, Mr. Alex, which is totally great. I saw some like halfway hands, kind of, maybe. That's totally fine. I know that the transitions take time themselves, and especially if you're not super familiar with the chords. We are going to get through the next 2 chords. We're going to practice it, and then we'll go back and look at individual issues that everyone's having. So we will come back to this. Let's do C, G7, F one more time, and then we're going to add the next 2 chords, and that's pretty much all we have to do. So ready? C, G7, F. One more time. Ready, go. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and get ready to change to G7, G7, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and get ready for F, F, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. Nice job. Now after this, we actually just go back to C. However, this time that we do C, we only do the strum pattern once. So from F, you go to C, and you'll just do 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. So you want to do the strum pattern twice, just once. So the second C in the progression, only do it once, okay? After the C, we go to a G, not a G7, but a G. And we'll do that one twice as well. So to go from the C to the G, I recommend taking both of these fingers that are already relaxed and they're just loose, hanging out, put both of them down at the same time if you can, and then you move this one up afterwards. So from C, try to see if you can aim those fingers and then put this one there. That's how I found getting there the fastest. Sometimes people move this one first and then put that down. It's a little harder. But honestly, however you can get there, you're fastest, whatever's most comfortable. Eventually, our goal is to put all of them down at the same time. So if you want to practice your transitions a little bit more this week, what I recommend is doing a super slow motion to control your finger muscles. Lift up, put those, start angling those, and put them all down at the same time. Even if you miss, try to start practicing really good transitions. Okay, so let's play these last two chords. We're going to do C for just one measure. So you're only going to do the strum pattern once, and then we're going to switch to that G and do the strum pattern twice. Okay, so let's try our best. I know that C to G is a little harder. So let's start on C. Remember to only do the strum pattern once, and then we switch right to G. Ready, go. 1, 2, and 3, and G. G, 2, and 3, and 4, and this one we do twice. 2, and 3, and 4, and. Let's do that one more time, okay? So C, we do the strum pattern once, and then we switch to G and do the strum pattern twice. Ready, go. C, 2, and 3, and G. G, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. Okay, and that's actually the end of the chord, the whole chord progression. A progression is just a order of chords that we keep repeating. So if you remember in the beginning, we did C, G7, F, and then the C, G. That's everything, okay? So I would just keep reviewing those. If that's where your level is at, perfect. Then just keep reviewing that, okay? I do want to add a little bit more for people who feel like they want to go a little bit farther. Okay, so we're going to be using the same chords, and we're just going to add a little bit more onto it. So real quick before we move on, let's do all of the chords in order. I'm actually going to bring up the order of chords for you guys so you don't have to guess. And we're going to go through it a couple of times, and then we're going to add a little bit more onto that. So I'm going to share my screen with you. Share screen. If everybody has any questions, I'll make sure to answer them after when I come back, because I can't actually see the screen right now. So this is the, oh, this is not the right, that's not the right one. Is it this one? Yes, okay, it's this one. So we are starting where I was looking at the verse chord. So you'll see over a long, long time ago, G7, there was a volcano, F, living all alone, in the middle of the C, C, G. So I'm kind of skipping that intro there, but you will see on this one, so I do recommend taking a screenshot of this, because you'll actually see at the top, it gives you your chord shapes in the chord boxes. It gives you your strumming here, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, and then it also tells you all the chords that we'll be using over which words they are. So I recommend, if you're capable, to take a screenshot of this particular picture. So we are going to go into the verse, not the intro. We're starting over a long, long time ago. And this is where we were doing those chords, whoops, that we just practiced. So that's C, G7, F, all of those you do 2 strum patterns for. When you get to the C over the word middle, you just do 1 strum pattern, and then back to that G over the word C. That one goes back to twice. So let's go and try all of that together, okay? So let's start at C, that's over a long, long time ago. So ready, go. C, down, up, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and G7, down, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and F, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and down, 2, and 3, and 4, and C. Remember, this only gets 1. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and switch to G. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. see the next two lines actually just repeat. So I'm gonna come back real quick, and I wanna see where everybody is with that. So who successfully got through that? Kind of, okay. Maybe one person. Cool. So Liberty, are you raising your hand? Go ahead.
Is it okay if we like do it more than once because there's two of us sharing one ukulele?
Yeah, we're gonna do it again. And that's not even just for both of you guys sharing, but just for the fact that pretty much nobody got through that perfectly. So we want to make sure to go through it again, just to keep working on that. But did reading the chords make sense to people? Like at least the sheet that I was showing you, like how to follow along with the chords? Okay, perfect. So we're gonna do it again. We're gonna keep it the same pace. Like I said, our goal is to get faster. The song is. So this is our goal. Let's see. So the song is fast, but we're slowing it down so that we can work on the transitions between the chords and just kind of learning it all together. But once you have this, keep practicing it throughout the week. That way you can speed it up, okay? So I'm gonna share my screen again. We're gonna go back to that. We're gonna try it again, see how that goes. All right. Also, if you happen to have a question while I'm not looking at the screen, because when I share my screen, I can't see you, just make sure to press that little raise hand button, and I will make sure to get back to you when I come back to the screen, okay? All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen with you. I'm gonna go back to that picture. See my phone. Here we go. All right, so again, starting right there at the verse. Let me make it a little clearer for you guys. Okay. So we're gonna do those first two lines of the verse. You guys ready? Same tempo, starting at C. Ready, go. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and switch to G7. I'll give you a second. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and switch to F. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and switch to C. We just do this one once. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and G. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. Nice. All right, so I'm gonna come back. Let's see, how did everybody do that time? A little bit better, I'm hoping? Yeah, cool. Oh, looks like a couple people left. I know Mr. Alex had to go to a lesson, but cool. Do you guys have any questions about the order or the strum pattern or anything that we just applied? No? Okay, I see it shaking hips. Awesome. All right, do you feel like you guys can speed it up a little bit? Maybe? Worth trying? All right, let's try it. So we're gonna go back. I'm gonna try to switch the chord on time. Okay, so I'm not gonna give you too much time to switch to the new chord. Just try your best. If you fall behind, that's totally fine. That means you know exactly what to work on this week. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen with you. And we're gonna try it a little bit faster, and we're gonna look at those transitions a little bit more. All right, ready? So I'm gonna go about this pace. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. Okay, so we'll go about that pace, and I'm not gonna give you as much time to switch, so just try your best. Starting at C, ready, go. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and G7, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and F, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and C, 2, and 3, and 4, and G, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. Cool, let's try that one more time before I come back. Let's just do that one more time, at that pace. Ready? Starting back at the C. Ready, go. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and G7, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and F, 2, and 3, and 4, and F, 2, and 3, and 4, and C, 2, and 3, and 4, and G, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. Nice job, you guys. Let me come back. All right, how did that go? Did that happen at all? Yeah, I got some thumbs up. Okay. Okay. Nice job, you guys. So I want you to keep working on those by themselves. Okay. So work on the chords, because like I said, that actually goes along more of like if you're accompanying yourself, which means you're singing. So if you're singing, that would go underneath it. A long, long time ago, there was a volcano living all alone in the middle of the sea. So that's as far as we did. So, and I love this song. It's so cute. It's so adorable. I love this song. So practice that in itself. However, I also want to start teaching you, and I don't expect you guys to get this super fast, but I also want to start teaching you the melody. So like I said, that will look like this. Oops. Sorry, my cat is crossing. Okay, so that is what it will look like all together. So let's go ahead and begin learning a little bit of that. So let's start with C. Okay, so this is the same thing. Instead of strumming though, we're just going to add the melody. So what's gonna happen is we're gonna play C once, strum C. Okay, so the words are a long, long time ago. So what we're doing is a long, long, okay. It feels stubborn to you. We're gonna strum it and we're gonna play that C by itself for a long, long. So you play the chord first, a long, long. Okay, so you just hold that 3 and you just play that 1 A string after you strum it. So let's try that all together. Ready? C, a long, long. Okay. Now after that we have the words time ago, which sounds like time ago. Okay, so I guess we hold that C for all the way up till time. A long, long time. Or, oh, can you guys mute yourself? Just because there's a lot of sound going on there. There you go. So C, a long, long time. So go ahead and just say that with me, just so you know what words it's supposed to be. So ready? Strum your C and then say the words with me. A long, long time. Okay, one more time. C, a long, long time. After that, we have the word ago, and it sounds like this. Ago. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna use your pinky, and you're gonna stretch over to reach that 5 with your pinky on the same string, on A. Okay, and then you come right back to your C, and you see how I didn't let go of my C? That's on purpose, because we're gonna come right back to it. All right, so we have a long, long time ago. So I recommend not letting go of that C because we're gonna come right back to it. So you might as well just leave it down, play the 5, and then just pick up your pinky right after, okay? Let's try that sentence. So strum C, say the words with me so you can know where it's supposed to be at. C, a long, long time ago. Okay, so you have to have a kind of big pinky stretch, or if you need something a little more comfortable, you can always switch over your 2 finger and play the C with a different finger, and maybe stretch between the 2 and the 3 finger, whatever feels more comfortable for you. As long as you're playing the right note, that's all that matters. So let's try it one more time. Ready? C chord, a long, long time ago. Okay. After that, we're gonna switch to the G7. So you play this G7 chord, which we already practiced. Okay. So you play the chord first. And then the words are, there was a volcano. There was a vol. That's all, again, just part of this, the G7 chord, and we just keep playing that bottom string. So you play G7, there was a vol. And then it's gonna do Kano, but we're not there yet. So G7, and then there was a vol. Ready? G7. Wait until you guys get there. Okay, ready? G7, there was a vol. Okay, now for Kano, you're gonna use your pinky. Don't lift up the G7 chord, but you're gonna use your pinky to play the 3rd fret, and then lift it right back up. So that's Kano. So it looks like this. There sorry, G7, there was a volcano. So you'll notice it's just the last two notes of each one where you add a string on. So from the beginning, it's a C chord, C, a long, long time ago, switch to G7. There was a volcano. So you notice the last two notes is where we do like a little add-on and then we release. Okay, one more time from C. Ready, C chord. A long, long time ago, that stretch there. Switch to G7, play the chord. There was a volcano. Okay. Now we're going to switch to an F chord. And this is the same order of chords for the song, by the way. So F is this one. And then again, same thing down here. The words are living all alone. Living all, and then the alone is, I'm using my three finger, my ring finger, underneath to play the second fret on that A string. Alone. Same thing. The last two notes, we're adding something. So you're playing an F chord, living all alone. So the added note right there is on the second fret. So without the chord, it would look like this. Living all alone. Okay. So again, from C. Okay. So remember, we're going to add the 5 for the C. When we play the G7, we add the 3, and when we play the F, we add the 2. Okay. So let's try our best. All right. Start with the C chord. Strum. A long, long time ago. G7. There was a volcano. G7. There was a volcano. So we added that third fret. Switch to F, living all alone. So F chord first, open, living all, add that second fret, alone. Okay. Oops. And then for the words in the middle of the C, in the is just going to be a note by itself. In the, it's on the second string, 1, 2, on the third fret. I'm using my third finger. In the. Okay, so after we play that F chord, where we do living all alone, you're gonna play the third fret on the second string, in the, and then we switch to a C chord. You just play the chord, middle, and it's just gonna, that's just gonna take up the word middle, middle, and then of, middle of the. We just go right back up to that note that's on the second string. And I'll go through this again, don't worry. And then we go back to a G chord. And if you notice, that note is actually part of a G chord, by the way. So you can actually just put your ring finger there and then just add those other two for the G chord. Okay, so we're gonna go through all of that again, because I know that's a lot. And we're just doing it by rote, which just means I'm just doing it, you're doing it. We're not reading it, we're just kind of trying to practice it. All right, so from the beginning. We're going to start with the C chord. We're going to strum, and then we just play that A string, and we add that 5 to the words a long, long time ago. Ready? C chord. A long, long time ago. Go down to a G7. Strum it. There was a vol, add the third fret. No. Go to the F chord. Strum that one. Living all, add that second fret, alone. Now we're going to say in the middle. So remember, we play the third fret of the second string for in the, and that's just by itself. Now we go to a C chord, middle. So you play the C chord and then repeat this, the A string. So middle. And then for of the. So third fret on the first string, third fret on the second string. And then you just add the other 2 fingers to make a G chord. C. G chord. Okay, so let me show you with the words so you guys can see that. See my phone. So just so you can see like where the timing is going with the words. So we have that C. You can go ahead and see if you can try to play along with me. See? A long, long time at that 5th fret. Go. Back down to G7. Strum it. Now just play the bottom. There was a ball at the 3rd fret. K, no, F. Strum the chord. Living all at the 2nd fret. Alone. In the, remember, is just the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. In the middle of is, oops, sorry about that. The word middle of, okay? That's the C chord, strum the C chord, and then you play that A string twice. So that's middle of. And then we go back for the word the to the 3rd fret on the 2nd string. The, and then just for the word C, we play the G. Okay, so I'm gonna come back real quick. Who is anybody kind of getting this? Yeah, kind of, thumbs ups, some, okay. So this video, first of all, I don't think it's gonna be on our Facebook today, but I think it will be uploaded to the YouTube. I will also send out the pictures of the chords that we used today, which is C, G7, F, and G. Both the chord charts and the pictures of me, and then also the words with the chords on it. That way you guys can practice. I'm gonna see if I can make a tab for it because I just made this up. I mean, not the song, but I made up the version that we're doing it, the arrangement. So I'm gonna see if I can write out the tabs, and if I do that, then I will send that over in an email as well. So does anybody have any final questions before we are done today? No? All right. Liberty. So your hand go up.
So what's happening is Bobby's learning the melody, and I'm learning the strumming. Is that okay if like we do the separate things?
Yeah, that's actually a really good question. I actually really like that question. So yes, if someone does the strum pattern, so let's say someone's doing the, right, if someone's doing that, then you could also just do this part. I don't remember the order of it. So yeah, you could just play the added notes that we are putting on there. So if you just kind of have to pay attention to where the notes are. So if we're playing a C chord, and we're doing, you just don't strum. It's literally it. You could definitely do that over someone strumming or playing the chords on a different instrument. That is definitely a thing as well, where it's not just a solo. This particular arrangement that I made is for a solo ukulele because, like I said, I'm obsessed right now with ukulele solos because it's just not done very commonly. A lot of times it is strumming. So, but yeah, I would just do what you're comfortable with. If you can just do the melody, that's great. If you can just do the chords in the strum pattern and you're working on transitions, that's great too. And then if you want to put it all together for a slightly harder challenge, then that'll be great as well. So nice. And then how did it go for you, Jim?
That's good. Thank you. Yeah, that's good.
Very good. So does anybody have any questions about anything we did in class or just about ukulele in general? Just any questions, comments you have for me?
Yeah.
All right, everyone's good. Awesome. Good job, you guys. I'm going to go ahead and end the recording.